Hello, this is Joshua Milligan, and I just recently saw this question on the Tableau forums about Tableau prep. The question was, what do you do if you have data that's sort of mismatched between columns? And we'll take a look at the details here. Uh, but that's a question that was asked. And there were several people who answered with using calculated fields, and I think that is a great approach. That was sort of my first thought as well, was to create some case statements and work through the data. But there's an alternate approach that I'd like to show that I think works really well and gives some flexibility for changes in the data that might occur in the future. Uh, so the data looks like this. We've got a skew, and for each skew there's a color and a size. But the problem is that some of the sizes are colors, and some of the colors are in fact sizes. So a little bit mixed up there. So you could create a calculated field, and that would work pretty well. But if you ever had a new size or new color come in, you'd have to go edit the calculation and see if it was there. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a combination of a pivot and an unpivot of the data. So I'm going to take the size and color and get those all into a single column so that I can work with it there. So now now this is going to be all the values, so it's really just an attribute. The names don't matter. We don't care if it's size or color anymore. What we'll do, in fact, is we'll get rid of that names field. And now for each skew, we're going to have two records. One hopefully is the color, one is the size. And what we'll do is create a calculated field just that allows us to know what type of attribute it is. But we're not going to write any of the logic here. This is just really just to give us another field to work with. So we've got an attribute type now. And here, I can just use the grouping option. So I can just select all the values that I want and group them together, either into a size or color kind of an idea. So I'm just going to go through here very quickly, hopefully, and group things correctly. So it'll take a little bit of time, and I'll have to be a little bit careful not to grab some so large as a size, medium as a size. But hopefully pretty quickly here. So all of these are sizes. And my goal is to get down to just size and color here. And the last color is there. So now we'll group that. Now we just have color and size and the attributes, and now I'm just going to unpivot. So I'll add another pivot. So instead of columns to rows, rows to columns. We'll want a column for the attribute type, or a column for each value of the attribute type. So in this case, color and size, and and then our attribute will be how we aggregate here. So, but not the count of attribute. We can do a minimum or a maximum. Either one should work. And so now we'll get a column for size, a column for color, and our skew. So we're back to the one record per skew. And if we take a look, that allows us then to have color and size for each skew. And now if we get a new color or size that comes in, instead of going and finding a calculation, I would just come in here to my clean step. I'd probably give it a nice label and description so I know where to go, and just edit that grouping and add any new values that come in either to the color or the size. So not writing code, just just selecting and clicking. And so that would be an alternate approach to writing a calculation.